Tokrat smo se zadeve lotili veliko bolj resno in profesionalno. Med tem sem bil na izpopolnjevanju v Švici, kjer sem se od Marka dobro poučil. To make sure everything will go smooth, we connected with experts and friends from Georgia.
We are doing
good, huh?
Yeah, doing good. It's early morning, man.
Yeah, it's 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I just had a 2 days trip, and I'm finally back in Ice Patch Garden. And let's check the wine, huh?
Yeah, okay. Yeah, we got.
What do we have here?
Yeah, we got 3 wine. This one, I think, apple. Another one, this bottle's already finished. We pack it in a bottle. And this one, tamarind. A little bit failed by the taste.
Can you explain more about why you say it's failed?
Yeah, because I think the taste is too sour. We open it a lot, I think, and then the oxygen come in and get the ethanol, the alcohol get oxidized by oxygen and it becomes sour.
Yeah, we'll make some more wine soon, I would say.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, if you make wine, don't open it often. Only open when you want to drink.
So let's
it
greetings to Lukna. How is the Lukna wine experiments going?
Thanks, it's going great. Čistoča je na prvem mestu. Naribali smo približno 3 kg jabolk ter iz njih iztisnili sok. Vodo smo ogreli na 80 stopinj. Vlili smo jo v škof jabolki in dodali 2 kg sladkorja. Vse skupaj smo dobro premešali ter čakali zelo dolgo, da se ohladi na 30 stopinj. Nato smo vmešali kvasovke. Ne bodi ga len, smo si pod mikroskopom pogledali, kaj se dogaja, vendar nismo videli nič kaj spektakularnega. Tekočino smo postavili na toplo mesto raven peči, ko je začelo vreti, je bil čas, da vse skupaj prelijemo v flaškon. Sedaj je bilo potrebno vse skupaj samo še neprodušno zapreti, poskrbeti, da vanj ne pridejo nobene druge bakterije, postaviti na toplo mesto in paziti, da temperatura ne preseže 30 stopinj. Glede na izkušnje bo potrebno počakati 3 dni, da se sladkor pretvori v alkohol. Vmes nam je pa Rudiger razložil, kaj se temi kvasovkami dogaja.
Nucleus, that's where the DNA is stored, and at least mitochondria, and that's the power plant of the cell. So in the case of yeast, they can either breathe, so when we have to breathe we need oxygen, and having glucose available and oxygen lets us produce energy. And the yeast, they can do a trick, they can avoid using oxygen, so they don't use the mitochondria and they just make the alcoholic fermentation. So the glucose is a molecule that looks like this. This is the atomic...
This is also for gaining energy? And then make alcohol?
Yeah.
Sugar. Instead of burning the sugar, they somehow do something else to the sugar.
Instead of using oxygen, they use sugar.
No, you need sugar because this is the C. You have carbons here, you have oxygen and hydrogen. And this is the structure of it. So you have 6 carbon atoms, and
both metabolism are with this sugar. And
sugar. So what the trick is you have to store electrons more densely to gain free energy. To gain energy.
That's
yeah.
And the energy is in the sugar.
The energy is stored in the chemical bonds of the sugar. So to get out this energy that is stored in these bonds, you will have to produce CO2, because here the electrons are packed more densely. So we can use the excess energy that is in these bonds and create this low.
So they make a chemical reaction and
to produce these bonds.
And what they get is free electrons.
So, yeah, we want to go from this mode to this mode.
Sollst du aber die Leitträgheit verändern oder so, oder nicht?
We don't create ions or free electrons. Huh?
No?
No, we create new chemical molecules. And the
We
energy,
store the energy.
the energy
stored in
is-
another molecule.
And the energy is in what form then?
ATP or something.
So we have this long bond here, and this stores a lot of energy, and these are shorter. So just to have it.
And where does the energy go? Is it heat?
And
or
the energy goes into producing new structures, like new cells. So we want to copy this cell. So first the cell needs to copy its DNA information. So it copies the genome in the nucleus, and then it also copies the mitochondria. And then it's starting to divide. So
It's
making
mechanical energy that they produce.
Yeah.
It's mechanical energy or?
chemical energy, chemically stored energy, but it can be transferred into mechanical energy. It's like a rubber spring. You know, if you have a rubber somewhere and you stretch it, then it's also chemical energy. That you stretch the structure of it, and then you store energy in these molecules.
There is no ATP involved here.
I think it is.
Yeah, that's what's coming out. So we want to go from this high energy level to the low energy level, and the energy that we get out of this transformation is stored in ATP. And with the ATP we can run the cell.
These reactions run then like this rare molecule that is produced in.
Yeah,
this
it's kind of like an energy
Carrier.
unit carrier. It's like a transistor, you store energy in it. And so there's
Just everything happens within the cell.
yeah. So
How does the sugar go into the cell?
Good question.
okay, one by one. Don't ask so many questions at once before I explain it. So first we want to go from a single cell to 2 cells. So that's the scope of the mission here. We want to have 2 nuclei, 2 mitochondria in 2 different cells with the same contents, a clone, a copy. And we need information. We need to copy this information and store it, and that defines the structure. We need energy, and the energy comes from the sugar. So we want to go from use the excess energy that we derive from the transition from this bond to this bond to make the copy. And there's the yeast does the trick to make alcohol when it doesn't have oxygen. Because here you see there's more oxygen available, so the yeast breathes, or we breathe. We use the oxygen from the outside air. But when you close this,
Oxygen and sugar in it to
Yeah.
make this like
Yeah.
food.
Food and
It's
air.
kind of oxygen.
when you close this one, then it doesn't have oxygen available, so it has to do another trick, that is producing alcohol. So this is there's some steps in between. It's a bit complex, so I need some space here. It's a complex chain reaction, which I don't explain in all detail, but so we want to have ATP. This is where excess energy is stored, and we produce this from ADP plus P. So this is a phosphor bond that is able to store energy, and it's like a high energetic atomic bond that we produce here. So we want to store this in this reaction here, and we will go over various steps to this molecule.
We like it.
This is pyruvate, and this is glucose here.
Sugar.
So here we produced ATP, and we already changed. You see, we have double bonded oxygen here, so that's where we get the energy from. So we
Where
have
is the alcohol?
Not yet, no.
we have 2 of these.
step.
And in the next step, because the equation is not very wait, I have to do a step in between. We are also producing 2 ATP here, and we are also producing NADH plus.
What is that?
That is yeah, you see we have OH bonds here, and here we don't have the H anymore. So we need to put these hydrogen atoms somewhere. So this is another molecule that picks up these excess hydrogen atoms. But the cell, when we do the reaction, we get the energy that we need to copy, but we don't get rid of the trash here. So we have to get rid of the trash. And normally this is done in the mitochondria when we breathe. So we use the oxygen from the air to combine it with these hydrogens to produce water. But we cannot do this because we don't have we don't have the oxygen available. So we need to produce some other chemical to get rid of this trash. Because we cannot just keep piling up this stuff. It's not excessively available. And that is where the alcohol production comes in. It goes over 2 reactions. It's releasing CO2, and it produces C2H6OH.
That's what we like.
And a lot of complicated reaction involved. Huh?
And it's highly simplified.
So
between there's more reactions.
So we have two of these.
Pathways.
We have 1 sugar makes 2 pyruvate, and that produces 2 ATP. And then we need to get rid of this to make it back to this original state, and put the H on the alcohol.
And then we only have ATP, and
we
the ATP
release the CO2. So you see this is what we produce. This is where we have the output, the minimal energy compound, and the high energy compound is here. And the high energy compound can be used to copy the stuff.
And out of these functions, they are like
2 of these CO2
copying DNA. This is reactions that consume ATP. So there's like a energy pathway.
Yeah, to reorganize the stuff, you need energy.
And what happens if you put ATP inside?
ATP is not.
It's very unstable. It's very unstable. It's just a intermediate storage.
It's like it's only a carrier of energy. It's not
sugar is stable, or a starch, glycogen in our liver. That's sugar.
You cannot keep it in a.
Opra. Ne gre, stari. Ja nisem res prišel, dober je.
Fak, če si zastrupimo, stari.
Listri spil pa prozorno. Ja, to se pozbi strinajo, čez nekaj časa. V glavnem, itak je...
Ja, po bananah navorja.
Čakaj, se bom.
Gosti.
Živeli 100 godina, ako živeli, ako Bog da ne.
Ja, to je to, ne.
Ok, cool, hvala.
Malo potegne na jačo, da ne.
Banana slash jabolko.
Ja, pa ni pa če mešal skladne.
Ja, dobro, da ga malo to je.
Dobro, to je tako prost, ko se moraš navaditi na ga, ne. Zgleda. Kakavijar, ne.
Drugač pač plan je tak, ne. Ta vin smo pač prejšnjič delali, danes ga pač pijemo, ne. Vin, alkohol, karkoli že je, Kilju. Drugač smo imeli pa namen narediti vsaj 2 taki pastiše, ne. To je bil prototip, ki smo ga včeraj naredili. To je past z jeli. V tom smislu smo pa še zdaj narediti, ne. Ko je napeta, ne. To je en pedal.
Papa! Mišljenje za lisice, ne. Mi smo zmanjšali za podgane.
Zdaj se zapresti.
Daj to proba. To je kar bolj proper, ne? Ja. Volite za drugi.
Kdo je to rezal? To je rom.
Skupaj se učimo. Včeraj smo tole je bila prva, kar smo včeraj naredili po nemških načrtih, pa noben ne zna nemški, ampak nam je uspelo. Delali smo je 5 ur, 3 je zelo, pač kukar to je malo nadaljeno.
Kje ste pa dobili načrte?
To je Markus Najdo, je neka trgovina v Švici z lovsko opremo in so to objavili, načrt te pasti, se dovolijo uporabljati, ampak ne v komercialne namene. In mi pač zdaj delamo pasti, drugače pač pasti za lisice, ampak mi smo jo downscalali za kakšne druge manjše živalce.
Da bo lepa za podgance.
Ja, to je vedno vprašanje, ali je past prelepa za podgane. Ja, to ne bo vedno. Ali bo, ali kaj.
Ja, odličen je. Prav za gurmane.
Bravo, Sanja.
Ga zimam, ne?
Ja. The best, Nick, the best.
Je hrana okrog kot, ne? Ti na doljo pritiskaš, ne? Gorjo imaš tole, ne?
Da njega pomoče.
Pogloda, ne? Javna, ne? Tale lukna, ne? Javljena, poglodala, ne? To je makita, to ni bor mašina, ne? Ja, tako, če bi nežno, ne? Mogoče bi to zdržali, ne? Stvar ni dokončana, luknje so velike, ne? Še enkrat se je pokazalo, se napake seštevajo, ma dobro, to se da še popraviti. Patent, če ni do konca narejen, ne?
Super je, boljše kot tvoja, le.
Tako da lahko si pridejo iskat, ne? Manj, ne? To ste don zjahali, ne?
Cela mančka gre lahko leve na podgane.
Ja, vse, karkoli bomo pojedali, ne?
Ok, imaš tako besedo za konec?
V bistvu nimam, ne? Ker še ni konca, ne?
Nično. Učenca presegla učitelje.
Najprej prepar, če se vrneš.
Se je sprožil, ne?
Ja, valjda.
Ja, sem medvede.
Ne, tako mekto, da pa je pekla, ne?
Kubilce.
Ja, za kubilce.
To je kar vreden po moje.
Ja, se bo pa mogoče skupaj preveč, ne? Ja, sem je ful bolj svetu, ne? Prejšnjič je bil res, kaj pa kaj von pa okus.
Ja, zgleda že skoraj kot vino, ne?
Pa tudi ta von ima bolj.
Ni več mehurčkasto, je pa še zmeraj ogabno.
Ni ogaben, stari moj. Ne moš uporabiti besede
Mehurčkasto je
ogaben,
manj.
stari.
Ne vem, zakaj ima okus po bananah, namreč noter sem dal jabolka.
Kako pa, da še kar piješ to, čeprav je ogaben? Priznaj, da je isti kaj anželc.
Ni isti kaj anželc, ni boljši kot zamčne.
Zdaj bomo to sfaširali pa noge naredili, ne? Brez jabčkov, ne?
Čakaj, pesek stari.
Prej. Kaj je pesek? A zdaj špuca ali pa?
Ja, vada. S peskom se skuša 1, 2, 3, tu 0.
Dobro, očitno bomo prvo malo speskali tole, ne. Tokrat bomo vodo segreli na 60 stopinj. Bomo v alkohol pretvorili. Druga polovička kvasa gre noter, tokrat samo voda. Bomo okus delali kasneje, me zanima kakšno izgleda tole brez jatov, samo po sebi. Ja, voda ima vse en rumenkast ton. Ok, pa počakamo, ne, do petka bo, ne. Petek bo tole redi, ne. Njih prav za na trešnico, ne. Prav imamo tudi treš drink, ne.